Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Puborama, and in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at one of the coolest electric vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online, the Pegasi Tesseract, a vehicle which I personally think looks absolutely epic. From the glass that you can see, I guess these are the batteries, I'm not really sure what they are, but we'll call them the fuel cells on the back of the vehicle, to the incredibly sleek and aerodynamic design on the front. I am personally a massive fan of the Tesseract. This week, it is 40% off, going from $2.8 million to 1.7. So, in today's video, I'll be showcasing the customization the Tesseract has, if it's worth the price tag, and its overall performance. So let's get straight into it. Before you can start upgrading the Tesseract, you're going to have to purchase this vehicle, and it's going to be on Legendary Motorsport in the 2-door category. I like to sort by price usually to find vehicles, but because the Tesseract is so dang cheap this week, you're actually going to have to scroll quite far down until you find it for 1.7 million. It's normally 2.8 million, so this is actually a really decent deal, about 1.1 million off from a normal price tag. So we're going to order one. I'm going to send it over to my Eclipse Boulevard garage, and let's start upgrading it. Uncustomized, I will admit the Tesseract looks really weird, almost like an alien creature that was turned into a car. I don't think it looks bad, but it definitely looks a heck of a lot better once you actually put some customization on it. Now, I already own my blue Tesseract, so I'm going to try and make this one look a bit different, maybe a different livery or something else like that, but let's see what we can do, starting off with armor. We got some brake options, and now to our first set, we got bumper options. Now, to be honest, there's really not much when it comes to bumpers. You can either do the GT splitter, which has little side flares, or not much else. I'm going to do something different than what I normally do, so I'm going to do a secondary race splitter. We also got some rear designs. These actually do add a bit of customization. These look really cool. We can either do a primary competition diffuser or a secondary. We'll go for secondary because I think that's going to look sick. Okay, we got some chassis designs. We can either hide the front shocks or we can have them shown. I'm just going to hide them because we're going to tint the windows anyway. You're probably not going to be able to see through the glass as it is. We're going to give it an engine upgrade level 4. Horns don't really matter, but you know what? Let's do a truck horn. Yeah. Okay, so we got some livery options. We can do a roof flag. Not a big fan of that. We can do the classic Italian striping, which you might go for. We got a sprunk livery, but I don't really like the overall design it has going for it. The junk livery does look pretty cool, I will admit. We got the Mainmach, which also looks sick. We got the Homengina. I hope I pronounced that right. We got Debonair. This one also looks really good. The Globe Oil livery is fantastic. We got the Fouk. I like that one. There's actually a lot of really good liveries for this vehicle. I'm personally going to go with the Globe Oil, but yeah, there's some really good livery options when it comes to the Tesseract, which is great. It means that you've got a lot of customization and you can make it your own. I'm personally going to paint this car blue with this orange. Oh yeah, that looks absolutely sick. So we've got just a normal metallic blue with this livery, and I think that actually matches amazing. And then we've also got our secondary color as ice white, which makes not only the back diffuser but the front splitter look fantastic. So I'm currently a huge fan of the color options we've put on this vehicle. Let's give it a black license plate so it kind of gets diffused in there, and we can do a trim color as well, although it's not really going to be shown that much when we tint the car, so it's probably not going to matter. I'm not even going to bother about it. We got some spoiler options on the back. We got a big old GT spoiler, an absolutely epic competition spoiler, an aggressor spoiler. It's actually a bit larger than it looks from the back. We got the split arrow, we got the big lip, and the hood lip spoiler. Personally, I'm going to go with the competition spoiler, as I already have the G2E spoiler on my other vehicle, but I think this competition spoiler looks epic, especially with the way that it matches that livery, so yeah, we're going to go with that. Wheel types, I really like the wheels that this car currently has, but I'm not sure if they affect performance. So we're going to go with just the normal classic super rims, just because, again, I'm not sure if they fully affect performance or not. I do know that certain tires can change the way your grip is on a vehicle. So as you can see, tinting out the windows on this vehicle massively changes the overall look. If you want to be able to see the fuel cells in the back of the car, then leave it as probably a light smoke. It's tinted enough that the front of the vehicle is still very dim, and you can see in the back. So that looks really nice. I'm actually going to stick with that light smoke there. I mean, having it fully tinted is really cool and all, but I think this looks way better, being able to see the Pegassi in the back. That just looks absolutely epic. So there you have it. This is our fully upgraded Tesseract. I think the vehicle looks epic. It's an absolutely unique car design, and it doesn't even really look like an electric vehicle for the most part. I think it just looks awesome. When it comes to handling and performance, the Tesseract isn't great nor bad. It is 28th place on lap time out of the 52 supercars, so basically middle of the pack. When it comes to top speed, it reaches 125.5, which is actually pretty good. So it's very fast for an electric vehicle, and it's also got that great acceleration to go with it. So I'm actually a little nervous to mess around with the handling of this vehicle, as I haven't driven this car all too much, and well, I guess we're going to find out how its acceleration is and overall grip. We got a 4-mile journey in front of us, and I got my stopwatch ready in 3, 2, 1, full speed ahead. Let's see what the Tesseract can do. Let's start by cutting through the gradient here, trying not to crash in any vehicles. Okay, pretty good start, not all too bad whatsoever. You'll notice the insane acceleration the Tesseract has, and that makes sense. It's an electric vehicle, so you're going to have really good acceleration, but usually at the expense of either handling or top speed. In the case of the Tesseract, I would say it's a slight case of both. This vehicle is fast, but it's not as fast as, for example, the Emirates or the Krieger. And I would also be willing to say its handling is not nearly as good as the other two as well. It's not bad, I should point that out. It's not bad on top speed or handling, but it's definitely nothing to write home about. I'm actually a big fan of electric vehicles, though. I just think the acceleration they feature is so cool to mess around with, especially in GTA. There's a lot of people that always try to say I'm not a real car fan because I like electric vehicles, which just isn't the case. I just appreciate both. In real life, I own a 1983 Toyota Hilux that I purchased, and it's a really, really cool truck I've been restoring throughout the past, I don't know, maybe a couple months now. So I'm definitely a big car fan, and especially a lot of the older car fans. I like electric vehicles as well. I think they're really cool, and they're most likely going to be the future as it is. So yeah, gotta get used to them as it is. Let's slow down a bit, roll around this corner here. Not too bad. Tesseract definitely doesn't have any amazing handling, but it's good enough. As long as you don't mess around too much, it's fine. But I will say this is a very heavy vehicle, and you can feel that when rolling into these corners here. It really wants to lose grip, and it takes these corners like a literal tank, which isn't necessarily good or bad, but it's something that you will notice when driving the vehicle. So far, we're at 1 minute 47 seconds, and we're rolling around the corners right now. So not too bad. The best lap time I've been able to achieve is with the Western Power Surge at a 2 minute 10 lap, which is really fast. Then the next best we have is on a vehicle like the Emirates at 2 minutes 19 seconds, somewhere around there. The Krieger was pretty close to that as well. So I wouldn't say that this is obviously going to beat any of those records, but it's not doing too bad at all. We're at 2 minutes 10 seconds currently, and yeah, we're just about to roll around the final corners, so not all too bad. Just slow down a little bit there, put on the brakes, roll around this corner, okay, and done. You know what? That was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. We did a 2 minute 22 second lap time. That's pretty impressive, to be honest. As I said, the Emirates, I got a 2 minute 19, almost 2 minute 20 second lap. And this was only 2 seconds longer. To be completely real, sure, the Emirates is faster, but it does not feature better acceleration, and it might feature better handling, but this vehicle just has such good acceleration, it doesn't really matter all too much. So, personally, I would still be willing to say this is a really good deal. The fact that I was able to get a lap time that close to the Emirates is really, really impressive. I'm a big fan of driving in GTA, and it's not like I'm a bad driver at all. I've set some pretty good lap times. I've even beaten some of Bruffy's lap times in the vehicles he has set lap times with that I go off of. So, in general, in a normal GTA session, you are not going to notice the speed difference between this Emirates and the Krieger, or really the Emirates, and the acceleration is going to be really nice. So I would highly recommend to get your hands on this vehicle, especially for the fact that it is 40% off this week. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.